जय जय राम भव भय भंजने जय श्री राम जनितकारी जय जय राम भव भय भंजने जय श्री राम जनितकारी जय जय राम भव भय भंजने जय श्री राम मुनि मुख रक्षक जय श्री राम जन मन रंजन जय श्री राम मुनि मुख रक्षक जय श्री राम जन मन रंजन जय श्री राम अखिला विश्वपति जय श्री राम रघुपति राघव जय जय राम जनहितकारी जय जय राम भव भय भंजन जय श्री राम मही दुख हारी हरि हरि राम गौ ब्राह्मण हितकारी राम मही दुख हारी हरि हरि राम गौ ब्राह्मण हितकारी राम संत जनन सुखकारी राम दशरथ नंदन जय जय राम जनहितकारी जय जय राम भव भय भंजन जय श्री राम पतित उद्धारण रघुपति राम तनुज विनाशन हारी राम पतित उद्धारण रघुपति राम तनुज विनाशन हारी राम भक्त जनों की तुम हो प्राण जय रघुनंदन जय जय राम जनहितकारी जय जय राम भव भय भंजन जय श्री राम जनहितकारी जय जय राम भव भय भंजन जय श्री राम भव भय भंजन जय
जय बाल मुकुंद कृष्ण गोविंद यशोमती की बाल की ये मुरली मनोहर मधुसलोना मधुसूदन की आरती जय बाल मुकुंदा जय बाल मुकुंद कृष्ण गोविंद यशोमती की बाल की ये मुरली मनोहर मधुसलोना मधुसूदन की आरती जय बाल मुकुंद ये जग में ज्योति अंत करन की प्रकाश करने वाली ये प्रकाश करने वाली परमात बताने वाला परमात बताने वाला ये श्याम राम की मुरली धन की लीला हर आनंद की ये मुरली मनोहर मधुसलोना मधुसूदन की आरती जय बाल मुकुंद पानी वीर बखानी संत को रिझने वाली, ये संत को रिझने वाली, भाव पार कराने वाला, भाव पार कराने वाला। ब्रह्म ज्ञान यही, स्वर्ग ध्यान यही, वृंदावन छबगी राम की, ये मुरली मनोहर मधुसलोना, मधुसूदन की आरती। जय बाल मुकुंदा, जय बाल मुकुंदा, कृष्ण गोविंदा, यशोमती की बाल की, ये मुरली मनोहर मधुसलोना, मधुसूदन की आरती। जय बाल मुकुंदा, जय बाल मुकुंदा, जय बाल मुकुंदा। कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका राम है, ऐसे श्री भगवान को, ऐसे श्री भगवान को बार बार प्रणाम है, बार बार प्रणाम है। कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका राम है।
ऐसे श्री भगवान को, ऐसे श्री भगवान को बार बार प्रणाम है, बार बार प्रणाम है।
यशोर जिनकी मैया है, नंद जी का भैया है, यशोर जिनकी मैया है, जो
नंद जी पपैया है।
ऐसे श्री गोपाल को,
ऐसे श्री गोपाल को बार बार प्रणाम है, बार बार प्रणाम
है। कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका राम है।
ऐसे श्री भगवान को, ऐसे श्री भगवान को बार बार प्रणाम है, बार बार प्रणाम है।
लूट लूट रही माखन खायो, ग्वाल बाल संग रही चरायो।
लूटी लूटी दरी माखन खायो, ग्वाल बाल संग दीन चरायो।
ऐसे लीला राम को,
ऐसे लीला धाम को
बार बार प्रणाम है, बार बार प्रणाम है। कृष्ण
जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका राम है।
ओ ऐसे श्री भगवान को, ऐसे श्री भगवान को बार बार प्रणाम है, बार बार प्रणाम है, बार
ध्रुव रसुता को आज बचायो, सहस गज को वन्य चरायो।
द्रुपद सुधा को नाच नचायो, ग्राहस गज को वन्य चुरायो।
ऐसे कृपा राम को,
ऐसे कृपा जान को,
बार बार प्रणाम है, बार बार प्रणाम है। कृष्ण जी का
राम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है।
ऐसे श्री भगवान को, ऐसे श्री भगवान को बार बार प्रणाम है, बार बार प्रणाम है, बार बार प्रणाम है, बार बार प्रणाम है।
धम 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 धमरू बजावे, धम 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 धमरू बजावे। शिव शंकर कैलाशपति, युग युग सोया जीव जगावे। शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय,
ओम नमः शिवाय,
ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय। धम 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 बजावे शिव शंकर कैलाशपति, युग युग सोया जीव जगाए। शिव शंकर कैलाशपति।
ओम नमः शिवाय,
ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय,
बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय। माथे ऊपर तिलक चंद्रमा, पहरे नाग की माला। माथे ऊपर तिलक चंद्रमा, पहरे नाग की माला। डमरू की धर कन पे नाचे, सृष्टि का रखवाला। निज बतन के कष्ट मिटाए, शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। युग युग सोया जी जगाए, शिव शंकर कैलाशपति। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय। जटाजूट से डरती गंगा, भव की पाप मिटाती। डरती और प्यासी जीवों की मैया प्यास बुझाती। निज कृपा जगत, निज कृपा जगत ही बरसाए, जगावे शिव शंकर कैलाशपति, युग युग सोया जय जगावे शिव शंकर कैलाशपति।
ओम नमः शिवाय, बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय,
ओम नमः शिवाय, बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय,
ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय,
ओम नमः शिवाय, बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय,
ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय,
ओम नमः शिवाय, बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय।
कैसे तेरा नाम से आए, कैसे तुम्हारी लगन लगाए, हृदय जगा दो ज्ञान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े।
शरण परे, शरण परे, शरण परे, शरण परे, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारे शरण परे, भव पार करो भगवान, तुम्हारे शरण परे।
पंत मतों की सुनो सुनो बातें, द्वार तेरे तक पहुँच न पाते, पंत मतों की सुनो सुनो बातें, द्वार तेरे तक पहुँच न पाते, बाधा के बीच जहान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े।
शरण परे, शरण परे, शरण परे, शरण परे, उद्धार करो भगवान, तुम्हारे शरण परे, भव पार करो भगवान, तुम्हारे शरण परे।
तू ही श्यामल कृष्ण मुरारी, राम तू ही गणपति त्रिपुरारी, तू ही श्यामल कृष्ण मुरारी, राम तू ही गणपति त्रिपुरारी, तुम ही बने हनुमान, तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो ज्योत जगाना हम दीनों को शरण लगाना, ऐसी अंतर ज्योत जगाना हम दीनों को शरण लगाना। हे प्रभु दया निधान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े, भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े।
सत्यनारायण स्वामी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी, सत्यनारायण स्वामी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी। परब्रह्मा परमेश्वर ईश्वर, परब्रह्मा परमेश्वर ईश्वर, सबके रंजरयामी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी। परोपकारी है यो नया से कहाँ मनोहर बनी, परोपकार है यो नया से कहाँ मनोहर बनी। सत्यनारायण ब्रजता को, सत्यनारायण ब्रजता को, चाह करो मन ज्ञानी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी। परब्रह्मा परमेश्वर ईश्वर, परब्रह्मा परमेश्वर ईश्वर, सबके रंजरयामी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी। सत्यनारायण नव दुख पाया जब तक तुमने जानी, सत्यनारायण नव दुख पाया जब तक तुमने जानी। भिक्षा मांगे कि व्रत पूजा, भिक्षा मांगे कि व्रत पूजा, सखा रूप जानी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी। परब्रह्मा परमेश्वर ईश्वर, परब्रह्मा परमेश्वर ईश्वर, सबके रंजरयामी जय जय, सत्यनारायण स्वामी। जय नारायणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः जय
नारायण जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः
जय नारायणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः
जय नारायण जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः
तेरा पावन सुमिरन करते अंतर में सुख भरी आता तेरा पावन सुमिरन करते अंतर में सुख भरी आता रोम रोम में प्रेम तिहारा मन की भक्ति विखर जाता जय कल्याणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः जय नारायणी
जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः
मन अंतर में मंत्र बनो तुम जीवन ये गुण जानो माँ मन अंतर में मंत्र बनो तुम जीवन के गुण जानो जन्म जन्म को संतापों को तेज से अपनी जला दो माँ जय रुद्राणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः जय
नारायण
नारायणी
जय जय दुर्गे जय अम्बे नमो नमः
मंगल साथी देने वाले मन वंचित फल बरसाया मंगल साथी देने वाले मन वंचित फल बरसाया द्वार तिहारी आके मैया कोई काली नहीं जाए जय ब्रह्मानी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः जय नारायणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः ज्ञान भजन हम निशरण करते मन में जपते नाम विमल ज्ञान भजन हम निशरण करते मन में जपते नाम विमल शरण पड़े तू एक सहारा मैया तेरा चरण कमल जसत शिरवानी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय
अम्बे नमो नमः
जय नारायण जय जय
दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः
जय नारायणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः
प्रेम से बोलिए श्री सत्यनारायण स्वामी की जय उमापति महादेव की जय विष्णु भगवान की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय सकल पंच की जय जय सीताराम Dear devotees, once more on behalf of the Mandir, a most cordial and special welcome this night. So to all bhaktas and devotees who normally link up with us through our Facebook page, streaming live from the Nagar Hindu Temple, branch number 67 of the SDMS of Ojoe Road in Sangre, Grande, Trinidad, West Indies. A most cordial and special welcome to you. Tonight, devotees, we are here on this day, full moon night, which is called the Purnima, as it's the custom of the Mandir that we observe this Purnima Brat Katha. Satyanarayan Brat Katha, as the Katha will tell us, can be done any day once there is love in the heart. The best time is the evening going into the night like now. But added merits come on the full moon, the Dwadashi, the Ekadashi, Amawas, and so on. When our forefathers came 177 years ago from Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and those states and so on, there the custom was to do this katha on the full moon night. And the first opportunity they got to organize themselves, you could imagine since that time they would have cleared a spot, a neutral spot. In those days they built up a little wrong wood, bamboo, whatsoever, covered with carrot and so on. And they paid with a little gobar there, and they will assemble on the full moon night for this full moon katha. And as the time went along and they themselves progressed and elevated themselves, they changed those structures right into devotees. What we have today, most of them are the beautiful temples that we now have in the land. And just to remind you, here was called the Kutia, right? Those who came to school here knew that they came to the Kutia school. And all this started because of Satyanarayan Brat Katha. Okay? Our family has been doing this Katha, it had to be about more than 85 years now, right? 85 years every year in the month of December, right? It started where I used to live at the Christian Kuti in Korea up there. And they always wanted us to take the December month. Why? Because if it fall on Christmas Day, we're doing it. Boxing Day, we're doing it. Christmas Eve Day, whatever day. Whilst others, they want to fast and so on. All right? And that's the advantage of being vegetarian. So whatever day it falls on, we will do it. And it has to be done in the night of the Purnima, which is tonight. It falls early this month, today the 7th. Okay? So this is a family tradition of us. And like many others too, that I've told you more than 85 years, if I can remember, we have been doing this katha. When I came Grande to live here, this is where it was transferred from there to here. There are many temples that still do it on the full moon night. Many of them had a tradition. Some of them probably, I don't know, they carry it on every full moon. Some skip or whatever and so on. The only time we just be out of the temple here was because of the pandemic. All right? And for Kartik, we go up by the beach for Kartik. Or if it fall on a night, we have a yag or something, but we still do the Satyanarayan Katha on that night. Okay, so we are blessed having this privilege, and we are also happy to have you with us this night, and members of the Kirtan group also, to render beautiful bhajans on this occasion. Pandit Uttam, it's nice to have you here, Lalan Bhai, and all bhaktas and devotees who have journeyed here tonight. So let us, as again, part of the 16 modes of worship to Bhagwan is that the greatness of that divinity should be read. One should listen to it. That's why you see if you do Hanuman Puja, you're supposed to listen to Hanuman Chalisa. If you do Durga Puja, you're supposed to listen to Durga Chalisa. If you do Lord Shiva's Puja, you listen to Shiv Chalisa. But if you're doing 5 puja one time, which Pandit read in 5 books? That's why puja is supposed to be one alone. So let us all sit upright and meditate on Bhagwan Satyanarayan. This is also the last katha for this calendar year of 2022. All right? The one next month will be early in the month. Somewhere either the 5th or the 6th, is not sure. Tomorrow, however, I expect to get Hindu calendars and possibly Patra. So then I'll be able to verify that. Okay? Yeah. Hopefully Sunday drop it. So let us meditate on Bhagwan Satyanarayan. devotees, Lord Satyanarayan said at the end of the Katha, whatever is the desire of that devotee's mind or heart, I will see to fulfilling it personally. And I could tell you personally, these words are not untrue. They are very, very true. This Katha is the greatest thing on this earth. The greatest thing. Yeah. And really, what is your desire of the heart? The Lord does make it happen. So let us join in praises to Him. Hari Om. Rama Samulam Triyaloka Shakha Yukcharopatram Likitam Vidhata Falasadoyam Swadhayaneka Bhaju Rama Krishnam Bhaju Veda Veda Kararavinde Padaravindam Muraravinde Viniveshayantram Vatrasya Patrasya Puteshainam Balamukundam Sri Sanamami Namami Bhaktavatsalam Kripalushila Bhajami te padam bhujam akambinam swadhaminam nikambasham sundaram bhavam bhunathamandiram prafulakanjalochanam madadidokamokshanam Shantakaram bhujagasainam padmanabham shuresham Veshwadharam gagana sadrisham Meghavaranam subhangam Lakshmikantam kamalanainam yogi virdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu bhaubhai haram sarvalokaikanaatham Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Prem se boliye Sri Guru Ramananda Swami ki jai Satyanarayan Bhagavan ki jai. By now devotees in the mandir must know the Satnarayan Katha by heart because every month we read in it. Huh? So what do you think? Huh? The Satnarayan Brat Katha is taken from one of the 18 Purans that we have in Hinduism called the Skanda Puran. There are 4 Vedas, 6 Shastras, 18 Purans, 108 Upanishads, Mahabharata, Bhagwat Gita, Dharma, Shruti, Smritis, etc., etc. One of the 18 Purans is called the Skanda Puran, and the Satnarayan Katha is taken from that. It relates about an incident where once 88,000 holy men, rishis, they once assembled under thought of organizing a Maha Yagya for 1,000 years, led by their leader, Sri Saunakji. You see, devotees, good people, constructive people, when they reach or they meet together, they always enter into discussion that will try to make this world a better place to live in. Not to degrade it or break it down or make it worse. Right? Constructive people always try to think positive. Right? Making this place a better place to live in. Now the age of Kali Yuga was coming by. And in Kali Yuga, man will suffer untold miseries. We haven't started to really suffer what Kali Yuga Mahima tells us. Why? Because Kali Yuga started, devotees, the moment Lord Krishna left this earth, which is approximately if Kali Yuga started. So, and Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. So we are Pratham Charan. Pratham means first, Charan means part, the first of the quarter then. Let me say divided the age in 4 quarters, we're still in the first quarter of Kali Yuga. Yeah, more than 2/3 of Kali Yuga yet. And they know in Kali Yuga the trouble and problems that man will experience. Why? Because we are not in the first Kali Yuga. This is the 28th age of Kali Yuga. In this Manavantara, we have already gone through 27 complete Chatur Yugas. That is Satyug, Treta, Dwapar and Kali Yuga. The 4 ages put together is called a Chatur Yuga. 27 complete. All right? When this Kali Yuga is finished, it will make 28. So they know what will happen in this time. The only shocking thing is that you know it will happen, but it's happening too fast. Right? So we had to look at the time, the base under which they calculated the time. So Saunak and others wanted to organize this Gyan Yajna, mainly to discourse on the fundamentals and principles of righteousness and how to help man in this age of Kali Yuga. Because the human devotees will have so much of bad karmas heap up as reserve. Although you're blessed with the human body, you tend to bring them with you. And when we come here, instead of we stop making more, we make more than what we bring. And what you bring adds up to what you make. And who will carry it for you? Man is the creator of his destiny. Then it prevents us from progressing spiritually and materially and hinders devotees. The issue of us achieving our ultimate objective, which is when the time comes to leave this body, that the soul can merge in oneness with the super soul. Atma merging into Paramatma. So they prayed to Bhagavan Vishnu. They wanted a neutral spot free from negative forces. And the Lord guided them to a forest called Naimisharan Kshetra. They made all preparations to start this Mahagyan Yajna. And learning that this great Yajna was about to take place, many spiritually inclined and religious personalities gravitated there. One master was Siddhi Suji Maharaj. Now you have to understand the caliber of the person. He was a disciple of Siddhi Ved Vyas. And Siddhi Ved Vyas was a sub-avatar of Lord Vishnu who came on earth to document all the scriptures. So you can imagine the personality. So when Suji reached and Saunak learned that Suji had come, he rose from his seat to go and welcome him. Put him to sit down, wash his feet, wipe it, put chandan for him, mala, essence, arti, all these things. And he asked him to take the high seat, the Singhasan. So Suji Maharaj is on the Singhasan and Saunak addresses him. What he asked and what reply did Sud give to him, we find out. Hari Om Sri Abkatha Sri Vyasri Maharaj Ubaj. Ekada Naradai Misharane Rishye Saunakadayaha Prapanchamuni Sarvya Sutang Pauranik Hankalu Rishye Ucho Kibratena Tapasa Kiva Prapti Manchitang Falang Tat Sarvasrotu Michamaha Kata Swam Mahamune. Saunak asked Suji, "O wise and intelligent one, who have the knowledge of the scriptures and so on, this age of Kali Yuga has come by, or coming by, and man will experience real trouble and problems in Kali Yuga. Do you know anything short, simple, and effective to help man? One, to prevent those bad karmas coming to befall him. Prevent him making new bad ones, right? Allowing him to progress spiritually and materially. And yet when the time comes to achieve his ultimate, which is that the soul can merge in oneness with God, Suji replied to him and said, Hari Om, Narade Santishto Bhagwan Kamalapati Surasya Taivahatat Srinutvam Samahita. So he told him, he said one time, Narad, the son of Brahma, once went by Lord Vishnu. And exactly these very questions you are asking me, Narad confronted the Lord with them. It was an occasion that did take place, an event that did happen. Let me explain that and it will answer all your questions one time. Right? It did happen. He said, Ekada Narada Yogi Para Anugraha Kangshaya. Narada, the son of Brahma, is an interterrestrial traveler traveling with the speed of thought. Narada is on one planet and he wishes to be on another. He simply vanishes from there and appears in the other. And I always draw reference to the show these days, Ancient Aliens, right? They're now trying to believe that certain things on this earth, man in the time that they lived, how they could really build those things, right? But we don't call them ancient aliens. Divinities used to come down on earth and fix things down here for us. All right? Just to draw that simple reference to you. Bhagwan Krishna made a palace of Sudama overnight. Lord Krishna got the city of Dwarika built overnight by the celestial architect Vishwakarma. And these things used to happen. Even some of them were rays of Vishwakarma. It said Malyavant, Ravan's maternal uncle, was a ray of him, And he prepared intricate caves for Ravan in Lanka, Most of the things in Lanka, Malyavant was the man who prepared it. Okay, so we had these coming down here and preparing. So whilst Narad was going through the galaxy, Pariyat Vidhi Lok, Mrityu Lokem Upagata, he decided to pay a visit to here, planet Earth. How it's called? Mrityu Lok. What it means? Mrityu is death and Lok is planet. The only sure thing you have in life when you're born, you have to die one day. Nothing else. Nothing else. But that will happen. That's why it's called Mrityu Lok. Mrityu means death and Lok means planet. Hari Om. Mrityu Lok is where the Chaurasi Lakh Yoni of God prevails down here. The 8,400,000 species of life prevail down here. Hari Om. Tato Dritva Jana Sarve Nana Kalesho Manvitat. Narad was happy. He saw humans. We are the highest creature in God's creation. But he was taken aback as a mystical person, When he watched the human not happy. The human forcing a smile on his face to make believe happiness. And Narad simply put it, something wrong. The humans are smiling, but they are grinding. Pressure. What could cause that? If man is the highest in God's creature, man should be living the best amongst all the others. And right now we have lower creatures living better than us. As I just make a reference, probably better you ask God to born back if you had to come back here as a pet. A pet in a good home, the kind of treatment pets get in is a marvel and a wonder, devotees. There are some humans could never see that in their born life. So Narad as a Mahayogi decided to investigate what caused this. You know what he saw? Hari Om. Nana Yoni Surpana Keshmanashme Shakarmabhi Kenupayan Chaitishang Dukanashe Bhavedruam Iti Sanchita Manasa Vishnu Loke Mekatastada. Narad saw, devotees, we all have evolved due to karmas coming up the road until the Lord bless us with this human body. And I have always mentioned, you must read Garu Puran, that when you do X sin, what body you have to born back in to pay for it. Don't feel you're a human, you must come back as a human, You have to work for that. What we are reaping here is based on our past karmas, but our future depends on what we do with the body now. Okay? So Narad saw that we have evolved coming up the road from body to body to body, beating out karmas. How does it happen? You take a body birth, you live in it life, you live in death. Birth, life, death, the cycles of births and death. Reincarnation or the transmigration of the soul, or metapsychosis in Hindi, you call it Avagaman, or there's Bhausagar. Until the Lord, devotees, give us the privilege to come as a human. But what has happened, you know what Narad realized? Although we come as humans, we still have so much of bad karmas we didn't get to reap out. And as I mentioned to you again, karmas are not like a businessman. The businessman runs his business. He is given credit. After 5 years, the debtors are not paying. You have a section you call bad debts. You have to write it off. You don't get back that. Karmas, same Bhagwat tells you, if you take 1,000,000,000,000 years, you have to born back and pay for your karma. Narad saw that. And beside that, you know what he saw? When we come here, instead of you put a full stop, you start to make more. And what you make adds up to what you bring. And you have to carry it, for we are the creators of our destiny. How you make your bed, so you lie. What you plant, that's what you're going to reap. Now, saintly people just feel sorry when you see others suffering. And Narad started to ponder, oh gosh, what I could do to help the people. What can I do? He could not find a solution to help the people. Us then. He made a decision. Why don't I go to the Lord? Bhagwan Vishnu is the Lord of the universe. He is the all-merciful Lord. And I'm sure that he must have something that he could help the human. So with the speed of thought, Narad vanished from earth and he appeared in Vaikuntham. Now what he saw when he reached there, and Mr. Ishwar and others will always put that picture in front on a full moon night. If you look at that picture, this is what he saw in the heavens. A very great picture. Tatra Narayan Deveshu Kulvaram Chaturbhujam Sanka Chakra Gada Pajbanmala Vibhushitam Hari Om Sri Dhritvate Devi Devi Shang Stotru Samupachakrame. He saw Bhagwan Vishnu. The Lord was relaxing on the eternal serpent Shisha. The Lord was of a fair complexion with 4 hands. In one he had the Sangh, the other the Chakra, the third the Gada, the fourth a lotus flower. A beautiful mala made of the wild sylvan flowers garlanded the Lord. Maha Lakshmi was massaging his feet. And all the divinities surrounded Prabhu and they were praising him. So Narad joined them, devotees. If you watch more to the right, you'll see Narad there. And Narad led them off in prayer to Bhagwan Vishnu. Narad ji bole ki he Prabhu, Naboko Barmana Sari Tarubhaya Nanta Shakti Adhimantya Hinai Nirgunai Gunatmane Sarvesham Adi Bhutai Bhakta Martini Nashine Srutvastu Trantato Vishnu Naradang Pratabhashata Bolo Siddhi Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. You know, Narad began to ponder, Lord, I want to praise you, but I studied which might be the most adequate prayer. The correct prayer or the best prayer or whatever it is to really praise you, Lord. But I thinking, is there any? Because you do have a beginning, you do have a middle, you do have an end. You are fathomless, incomparable, matchless. And that's why devotees, you see, we really can't say this is the prayer, you know. You can say this is a prayer. Right? Because we could never finish qualify the Lord. At the end of his greatness stated in the Vedas, Neti, Neti, it is still not that, it is still not that. You know what is important with prayer? The faith and the belief that comes from the depths of your heart. The organ of the heart is the throne of the Lord, and here Bhagavan resides. And when we pray, it shouldn't be from the lip or the throat. It has to come from the depths of the heart. And what is the kind of faith we have to pray with? Mukhaṁ karoti vācālam pangulang yate girim yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam. Lord, by your grace, a cripple will get up and run up a mountain and a dumb will begin to speak. Do we have that kind of faith? Tulsidas says, anybody who worships Hanumanji with faith and belief, it are no if and but, you must receive all his blessing. But do we have the faith? We sit down to pray, and when we done pray, we say, I wonder if God hear me, boy. I wonder if God hear me. Now, why would you ask a question like that? Lack of faith. When you pray, you got to pray with the confidence that the Lord has heard your prayer and the Lord will respond to it. Simple, simple, eh? You wouldn't believe how we just lose faith, eh? Probably you lock up the house and you tell Lord Satnarayan, Prabhu, I go into the temple tonight, they have full moon katha. Lord, you take care home. But you know, while in the surrounding temple, you're worrying if everything good home. You see what the faith does lose? If you leave the Lord in charge home, why are you still worried? Think of it. And we don't have the faith, that 100% faith. So you see, devotee, this is what happens. So Narad said, Prabhu, you are Daya ke Sagar, the ocean of mercy, Kripa ke Sindhu. When a devotee is in real problem, when he is you and he calls upon you with that faith, devotees, you know what it does remind you of? He Govinda Rakho Sharana Ab to Jivan Hara. He Govinda Rakho Sharana. The elephant is king on land. The elephant went to drink water in the lake, but a crocodile was there. The crocodile is king in the water. And as he stepped into the water with all his majesty, the crocodile grabbed his front leg. And all what he trying to get away, he couldn't get away. The elephant, the alligator, crocodile stronger there. When he saw devotees that his life will go, He took his trunk and he plucked a lotus flower. He Govindara Kosharan Prabhu, I have no other choice. My life is about to go. Prabhu, help me, help me, help me. You know what Bhagwan tell Garur? Let's hustle quick, my devotee is in trouble. And the Lord appeared and Garur there, severed the head of the crocodile and saved Gajin the elephant. That's the kind of faith. Yeah. I am telling you, if you really have that kind of belief on Lord Satnarayan, Bhagwan will really respond to your call. This is no joke what I'm telling you. Right? It is mentioned in the Katha, and the Lord is like that. He says, Narad, at the end, whatever be the desire of that individual, devotee, I will see to fulfill it personally. Now here's the next thing, You might be very devoted and you're praying for something and you don't get it. You just lose faith. Now if you're a real devotee of the Lord, and the Lord knows that ain't good for you, what you're asking for, you think He'll give you it? He wouldn't give you. That's more trouble for you. And that's why sometimes we don't get it. Only what is beneficial to you, that will help you, the Lord will provide it to you. So devotees, having thus praised the Lord, Bhagwan said to Narad, He Narad, ki margato magato sike tvang kite ko manasi ko barte katasva ko mahabhag tat sarva kathayamite. Narad ji bole. So Bhagwan said, Narad, your words are very true. True devotion and pure devotion that's caused the Lord to stoop to you. You just come the master and the Lord has come like the servant. Because Bhagwan cannot resist the temptation when pure devotion is portrayed. That's the power of bhakti. So he said, Narad, a great sage, you move about the universe trying to fix things whenever you see any problem and so on. When you can't, you come to me. You'll seem worried. What bring you here this time? So Narad said, Prabhu, Mrityaloke jana sarve nana kalesho manvita nana yoni se utpana panchate pap karma bhi tab katang shamena laghupayen taddaha srotumichami tat sarva kripa isti yadi te mai. He said, my Lord, I was going through the universe, moving about then, when I decided to pay a visit to your planet Earth down here, Mrityalok. When I appeared here, here is Bausagar, but I see your highest creature, the human, and although they are the highest, I am shocked, they're not happy. They're not happy. Pressure, they're smiling but they're grinding. When I investigated, I found out the main issue is karma, right? They have so much, although you give them the human body, but they have mountains of karma still heap up to wait to bhog it in. And Lord, all right, if they're born and they're paying for it, it's all right, but when they come here, they start to make more. And they have to make, and what adds up to what you bring, and they have to carry it. You see it? He said, Prabhu, I tried to help them, I could not. Prabhu, I've come to you. You are the merciful Lord of the universe. Tell me something to help the people on earth. To help them to get away from the effects of their bad karma, prevent them making new one, progress spiritually and materially, and attain the objective oneness with God at the end of the mortal coil. So Bhagavan Vishnu said to him, he said, Narad, sadvettvang tvaya vatsa lokanugraha kankshaya. Saintly people don't think of themselves, selfish issues. They think of the welfare of others. You have come here seeking the welfare of others, and because of that, Narad, you are sadhu. A sadhu is a saint. Then, yet kritva muchate musrinusho kovadamite. Because of that, I will tell you a great secret of mine that can help the human on this earth. Bratasmin mahapunyang swarge mrityu sedurlabham. It is a brat, which is a fast that leads up to the prayer. Again, there are many degrees of fasting and so on. But it is Swarge, the heavenly sphere. Should it be practiced on earth, Mrityu say, then man will benefit from it. Tabasaneha vatsa prakasha kriyate dhuna satyanarayan swayang bratang samyako vidhanata kritva sadya sukang bhutava parar moksha anuyat. It is called the Sri Satyanarayan Brat Katha. And if one should perform it as prescribed, very quickly, happiness will come to his life. progress will be there both spiritually and materially, and allowing him along a pathway that when the time comes to leave here, he could get moksha. So hearing this, Narad was very pleased. He said, Lord, ki palangke bidhanang cha krite kaini tadvrata. Could you give me all the details of this puja? Vishnu Bhagavan said, let me tell you the great benefits. Dukha shokadi shamnang dhanya dhanya ko pravardhanam. By doing this puja, dukh, which is troubles in your life, will go away. Shok is mental stress or worries will go away. Dhan is material wealth, will come in to live comfortably here. As you live, you're going to have progress spiritually and materially. Saubhagya santikaran sadvat vijaya pradam. Any mission you undertake, you're going to have success in it. Couples, devotees, wanting to have offsprings by the blessing of Lord Satyanarayan, that becomes possible. And Hari Om, it will cause your third eye to open, that the light of knowledge will dawn, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. Control then comes over your senses of perception and the organs of action, and a transformation that takes place with you. You start to think different and move different. Hari Om. Yasmin kasmin de mrityu bhakti sarram manvita. Any day you could do this puja. Well, you wouldn't do it in Kalmas and Pitrapaksh, you know. Once there is love in the heart, you could do this puja. Sayankal means the evening going into the night is the best prescribed. Okay? The love in your heart is the key, is you. Satyanarayan Devi Nichaiva Nishamuke Brahmaro Bandastvang Saitang Dharma Tat Pare. You must again look at the order of worship. You do all your pujas first and then Bhagavan Satyanarayan. And your main deity should always be higher than the rest. That's why long time is always have a chowki to put your pradhan devata on it. Hari Om. Invite friends, relatives, neighbors, holy brahmanas, sadhus and so on to come and join with you in this puja. Naivedyang bhakti dodata sampadang bachmutpamam. And the key in organizing it is love. The key in preparing for it is love. It don't make sense if you have love when you're doing it. Right? How the love is? You're making the prasad with love. Don't do like the guy, you know. The guy said, boy, I have a puja coming up, boy, pressure, boy, a prayers coming up. The prayers come up pressure for he. No. Prayers must be a pressure. A good Hindu is a systematic person, a good organizer. If you know you have puja coming up, you go wait when the Pundit reach to run to make the bedi. Or now you're going to call the Pundit, wait a little bit, I'm going to call the Jandi. Tell me that. You have to organize and put your things in place. And again, to every Hindu should be familiar with all the ingredients necessary for puja. Right? You should know what you have to get and how much you have to get. So even if you go by the puja store, you know, you tell them about a puja bag, you must know that you have everything in that puja bag for your puja. Don't depend on only the proprietor of the store. Okay? They can forget something and make a mistake, but you must check and know how much you have, how much is it enough, what and so on in this way. So we have to synthesize with all of that. Ramba palangritang chodu mashukarmaham. When you're in Satnarayan Kathai, you always have this bamboo jhaki, you must have a fixture and the bedi, you must have the Navagraha flags and a chanani up there. Okay? That is original chanani, but again too, if I go back to the ancient days, like the 60s, 70s and so on, everybody's have a chanani and they put up nice mango leaf, fresh ones around. Okay? Fruits, you hang up fruits, not only for yag, you hang up your fruits and thing around. And decorations too. Right? Not only around the house or Christmas, you decorate up there, you invite in Bhagavan Satyanarayan and beautify the environment for him. So it used to be like that. In the absence of that, tie a piece of cloth on the 5 pieces of bamboo here. Hari Om. You must have bananas in this puja. Again, let me remind you, the only ghee you use in prayers when you have worship and so on must come from the cow. You might go to the store and you see a little vegetable ghee cheaper. It got a full diyan thing with that, but not for Hawan. You get no benefits from it. Chirang is milk. The only milk is cow's milk. They didn't say bison milk you could get here. It had to be from the cow, not the goat. Right? Any prayers or any activity in Hinduism, you must have dahi. That's where the cow comes in. Without the cow, we can't carry on our dharma. And that's why we have to protect her. Hari Om Abhave Shalika Churan Me Shakra Me Gudastata Hai. And the favorite dish, the ground rice, you patch it. When it's cool, you add a little sugar and you flavor it with a little black pepper. That's called the panjiri. Hari Om. Another great thing to offer when you have presents, if you can afford it. Dates devotees. Dates is called Trinidad, the king of fruits, you know. It's a very great fruit you could always offer when you have presents on. Samparang sarve shamani chainidi kritya nivedita. Prepare it with love and offer it with love. Viprai dakshina data katang surutnajai saha. It tells you, devotees, if there are holy Brahmins around, they should be worshipped and adored, and dakshina should be given to them. I watching right now in a year again, if you have Bhandaran thing, you have to find out a way you could get a Brahman to give a dakshina now, a siddha. They're getting so scarce. So we are still happy here. Let me tell you, to be honest, it will be for all. We still have Lalan, Pandit Ganesh San with us, and Pandit Uttam with us. They still come on a regular basis. The time will come you wouldn't have any. And the Brahmana is whom you're supposed to sankalap kare the siddha for. Hari Om. And one should listen to the kathas I'm reading for you. Tataksha bandhu bisad biprakshi prati bhojayet. Meals should be prepared and you feed the people. As I told you, Hindu culture is like this. Any occasion you have is food. Why? Any yag without food is incomplete. And the food has to be vegetarian food. And when you're cooking that food, you must not jutha the food. Because you have to offer it to Lord Krishna. The Brahmana offers it to the Lord, juthas it, and then all the other food come like parasad. And I always make reference how great our culture is. You'll cook for 500 people without tasting that food, and when you're done, everything perfect. And I dare you to compare. Look at when they're cooking on the TV, how does it operate. And they cook it, they dip the culture in the pot and they taste it and put back the culture in the same pot. And then they go share it for everybody. We don't do that. We don't do that. Everything is pure and clean. Okay? Hari Om. Prasadang Drakshanitya Gitarang Charit. It tells you when puja done, well, it's Sruta then, and anybody in fact, you stay in a devotional mood then. In fact, you don't switch off and say, well, okay, God, until next year, same time, same station, you know. You're even in that devotional mood. Tachaksha Griha Gache Satya Narayan Samaran. And those who attend the puja, it says here, the moment you reach, till you reach back home, you should be chanting the name on your mind, Satya Narayan, Satya Narayan, Satya Narayan. You haven't had time to talk nothing else. And I'm telling you, if you come as in the audience with your mind fully attuned and prepared for this puja, you could get more benefits than even the Shruta who just doing it for doing its sake. This katha is magic. This puja, I'm telling you, is magic. You wouldn't believe it, right? You know what Lord Vishnu tell Narad? Ivan krite manusyanang bangsha siddhi bhavedruam. Whatever is the desire of that devotee's heart, I will see to fulfill it personally. For Vishesh Kali Yug mein Laghupai is the Bhuta Lehai. In Kali Yug on this planet Earth, it do have anything shorter nor more meritorious than the Satnarayan Katha. Bhagwan Vishnu told Narad, out of all the forms that he has, the greatest form of his in Kali Yug is Satyanarayan. And let me tell you another magic with this puja. Many times you want to do it and you say, boy, who go help me, boy? I see very money coming, boy. Who go make the parasad? Who go cook the food? And who go help me organize? Let me tell you the magic with this. You just sanction you're going to do it and make up your mind to do it. Lord Satyanarayana will make it happen. That is how the katha was introduced on earth, you know. right? Bhagwan Vishnu chose a holy Brahmana from Varanasi in India, Kashi. Kashi is the oldest city on the earth, you know, right? That is the hometown of Lord Shiva. The Shipuran tells you, when you have reabsorption of the universe in the cosmic egg, Lord Shiva, the keeper of Kashi on his Trisul. And when creation had to start back, it started from Kashipuri. It's the oldest city on earth. So I will mention to you, in Kashi, you have so many, it's a seat of learning. So many holy Brahmanas are there. And they don't have access to how we go to Puja here as a Pundit in Trinidad. Nobody will give them any job to do except Puja and so on. So them fellows suffering there. Income real small and slow. So Satanan had to beg for his living. Holy, living the life and everything, but he had to go around begging. Bhagwan Vishnu appeared to him as an old man dressed in pure white with long white beard. You know, simple words, they bounce up on the road. Who are you and why are you in this condition? He said, my name is Satanan. I am a poor Brahmana. I have no means of an income. I have to beg for my living. The old man telling him, well, why you do Satnarayan Brat Katha? He said, well, I never hear about that. What is it about? Because it wasn't there before. And Bhagwan Vishnu blessed him with the knowledge of this Katha, all the issues. If the Lord, you know, he just take, Bhagwan Vishnu just take his Sangh and touch Bhakta Dhruva with it. All the knowledge of the Vedas came to him. Everything just came to him, just touching him with it. Right? The Lord blessed him with all the knowledge, information, everything and so on. And as they parted company, the Lord vanished into thin air. You know, whole day Satanan went begging and he buried what this old man tell him. He couldn't sleep the night, He get up early next morning. I am going to beg this morning. Whatever I get, I am going to do this puja. Devotees, if a beggar coming by your door every day, you will hide from him, you'll run him, this, that, you'll make all kind of excuse. You know, that morning, when they will avoid him otherwise, they were running to him to give him. He got so much. He came home and organized the puja. And this is another advantage. When you are vegetarian, you could do puja anytime. You had to study, well, you had to fast for 21 days. Anytime. And the day Satanan did this puja, it was the end of his begging career. He never had to beg in life again. He started to do it every full moon night. Right? Let me tell you how he elevated. When Satanan died, he was reborn back as Sudama, the friend of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna blessed him with a palace. So one full moon while doing the puja, a woodcutter going to the town to sell his wood for fuel. See the puja going on, he put on the wood, he looked at, when the puja finished, he got Arti, Panchamrit, Prasad and so on. And he asked him, Satanan, I've never seen this, what have you done here? Remember it now introduced. Satanan explained and tell him. He said, what's the benefits of this? Now Satanan started to tell him. He said, boy, if I tell you where I was to where I am now, this katha caused it. Woodcutter said, look, I am going to sell this wood and come back. You have to do this prayers for me, you know. Now look at how the Lord put it. Whilst he'll have to wait to get his wood sold, that day it had a shortage of wood in the town. People were running to him to buy the wood, the auction, the bundle wood. Think about it. Purchase the best. It tells you in Katha, he purchased the best. When you go to buy, you don't play cheap in prayers. Right? You buy, you according to your means, you work according to your means. Right? He purchased the best. Sundar ko hal. Right? So that means the best. Everything the best, that he come back. Satanan did the puja for him. He also continued to do it, devotees, and when he died, he was born back as the boatman to wash the feet of Ram, Lakshman and Sita, drink that water, sprinkle it on the head and the whole village, cross the Lord over the Ganga, devotees, and he also got that moksha. Now, it had a king used to do it regularly on a riverbank, Tungarduj Raja. And Sadhu Banya was a merchant trading from village to village via the waterways. So he saw the puja going on, he anchored the boat and came out. Pay attention, something strange. And when the puja finished, he asked the king, "My lord, I've never seen what it is you did here." He said, "This is called the Siddhi Satyanarayan Brat Katha." He said, "What's the merits, the benefits of it?" He said, "Merchant, let me tell you something." Put some there. "Whatever is your desire, it's going to fulfill." He said, "King, if I tell you something, I have everything you could think about, but no children." You know what the king did? He gave him some parasad. He said, "Carry it home and give your wife." Right? Took the parasad, he carried it home. Tell the wife the issue. You know what he tell her? He said, "Look, you eat this parasad, and if you really had a child, then we go do the prayers." Do you know after 9 months, after she got pregnant there, and she had a beautiful girl child named Kalawati? So the wife telling him, she said, "Well, you remember he promised to do the prayers?" He said, "Here's something. These days children growing so fast, right? Just now she will get big. You know, in those days they used to marry early and so on. She had to marry just now, and we had to do our prayers. So we go do the prayers one time. We will kill 2 birds with 1 stone." See what happened? He didn't do the prayers. You know which it got, eh? Devotees, the child got married, right? And the son-in-law went with the husband to trade. The Lord does not like that. You don't promise and break your promise. The Lord led them to a tongue, and as they anchored the boat, 2 thieves just robbed the treasury, and police behind them, and they run on the wharf there, and they run inside the boat. Thief behind them dust it, and they drop the loot and they run then. Sadhu Banya, the son-in-law, now coming out. Police grab them. All you steal the king's treasure. Look, have the loot there. They bring them before the court. I'm telling you a summary. No trial, The king just say, "You see these 2 of them robbed, just throw them in the dungeon and lock them up." Years pass. Back home, devotees, where they were living such a nice life. Thieves raid the home, right? The mother devotees had to beg for a living, and so to the daughter. Okay? And they jail down there, right? They forget them. Now what happened is that one night, the mother was waiting, the daughter was outside late. Indian people like that, if you get children outside late, you worry, even sons too. She came in late. And when she came in, she said, "Daughter, where have you been?" She said, "Mother, Ma, look, I have brought this." "What is this?" "I reached by a Brahmin home, and he was doing the puja of Lord Satyanarayan. And look, he gave me this prasad." When the mother saw that, tears came to her eyes. She said, "Daughter, this is the same prasad your father brought home that I have you today. What we are going through is the wrath of Lord Satyanarayan." And right there she made a promise, "Bhagwan Satyanarayan, tomorrow we are going to beg, and whatever we get, we'll do the puja." Do you know the king in his dream? The king dreaming, he get a dream that Lord Vishnu telling him, "You see them 2 fellas you locked up a few years ago? Let them go in the morning, or else your whole kingdom will destroy it." The king didn't sleep again. Early in the morning, he called his court. Bring them 2 guys, so and so, for how long they were. Long beard and malnutrition and all them things. He said, bathe them, shave them, clean them, give them royal clothes to put on, and give them a new boat, right? And double what they had brought here, what we seize and so on, load it with all precious metals and jewels and so on and things. So Sadhu Bani and his son-in-law, just the mother made a promise to do the puja, and the king get a dream to release them. Do you know something, devotees? They left that kingdom, and whilst coming on the way, Lord Vishnu said, "Let me try them out and see if he's still lying." So he took the form of like a dandy as a mendicant then, and he called it out to them. "Oh, merchant, what do you have on your boat? What do you have on your boat?" So Sadhu Banya said, "That man fast. What he want to find out what I have on my boat?" If you want to know what I have on my boat, I have spices and lians and all type of, masala and whatnot and so on. So the man on the bank tell him, well, if you say so, so shall it be. And all the metals and the jewels turn to spices and lian and leaves on the boat. So the boat get light and start to do that. When the merchant run below deck and he see what happened, they faint away one time. This is in the Katha, eh? Right? The son-in-law tell him, he said, no, it's not time to faint, Anchor this boat and you see that old man there who there's his life for, go and beg his forgiveness. He did it. And Bhagwan restored all his cargo. Now here we go on. When he reached to his village now, he sent a messenger. Go to my home and tell my wife that we are here, we have reached back and so on. When the messenger reached the village, they were doing the puja of Lord Satnarayana's promise. So the messenger come easy by her ears, the mother ears, and telling her, so and so is the case. You know the mother say, daughter, you finish the puja, I go in. She left the baby and went. Okay? The mother, now the daughter now, she hustling now, sometimes judgment is hustling Pundit, do quick, Baba, do quick. She want the Pundit finish quick. He has steps to do. And before the puja completely finish, and before she receive Arati, Parasan and Panchamrit, she said, Baba, go see you, She take off to go. When she reached by the waterways, she not seen the boat, she not seen her husband, neither her father. But she seen the footwear floating on the water. And they believe now they're drunk, everything drunk in this way. The wrath of Lord Satnarayan. You never leave this bedi until puja is completed and the Pundit give you permission to go. If you can help it whilst in puja, you don't leave it and get up and go. You must receive Arati, Panchamrit and Prasad. Bow to your Prasad, taste a little bit. Let everybody sit around and then go ahead. That is disrespect for the deity. After begging and so on and all these things, Satnarayan, they heard a voice said, you did not complete my puja. Go back and complete my puja and you will find your husband and whatsoever. They went back home, sit on home. The Pundit complete everything. And when they went back by the sea, by the river, the boat was there, the husband was there and so on. Sadhu Banya make up his mind. He said, from today I ain't lying at all. I am not lying, I will always speak the truth. He was born back as Murdhwaj Raja, who allowed them to saw his body in his half to give it in charity. Right? So very important, whenever you have prayers and so on, you don't take this thing slightly. It's the Lord you invite here. The other king, right? Ulkamu Tungardhwaj, right? He went a hunting. He killed a set of birds and so on, and he had it in his hand holding. He was in the forest tired. He saw a tree going along by the road. So the tribal people were doing this puja, and they're so happy they're seeing the king, When puja is finished, we're going to carry prasad for the king. So in the forest, what you'll carry it in? A leaf or so on, What simple things they had. When they offered him, he said, no, I can't eat all your prasad. You forget who I'm the king or what? I can't eat from all your simple people. And the devotees, he scorned the prasad and he suffered immensely for it. He had to come back, beg the people to organize back the puja, sit on as a srota and do it. And the Lord restored to him. Devotees, you take my word for it, and this month of December 2022, it had nothing greater on this earth than this Satnarayan Katha. The words of Lord Satyanarayan as Vishnu Bhagwan as relate to Narad Muni, right, is very, very true. I will tell you my verdict. It is the greatest thing on this earth. So may Bhagwan Satyanarayan continue to bless us, bhaktas, devotees, this mandir, all in the community of Sangre Grande, as we give thanks for this this calendar year of 2022, and we look forward to progress and prosperity in 2023. Hari Om. Iti Sri Hari Om Padma Purane Sri Satyanarayan Vrat Katha Pratamo Adhyay Samapti. प्रेम से बोलिए श्री सत्यनारायण भगवान की जय। बोलो श्री सत्यनारायण भगवान की जय। So as we come to the end of the calendar year, our satsang still goes on Thursday. Tomorrow, we want to thank Darren, our now, who takes tomorrow, right, Ishi? Tomorrow, right? He will contribute prasad, food, puja, everything and so on. On the 22nd, we have Mukesh and Cindy, they will do that also. I just have one Thursday remaining, which is the 15th. Okay? And as I told you, around the 5th or the 6th of January should be, full moon. When I get the patra, I'll tell you. Hopefully tomorrow we should begin calendars. And Meshanti, Ramnath, she normally takes the first satsang in the year, calendar year. So thanks very much again to all those who have made our Katha devotees possible on the full moon. We have families, and this is a wondrous thing you could do, who normally take the Katha and they sponsor the prasad, the food, and all the puja issues and so on. You will never, never go wrong. Okay, so the same thing will go for next year. God's be alive. We will do the, the December month. Balu already have the January month. So there's 10 months between. Okay? Panaji, what month you just take again? July month. Panutam just take July month. So there are only 9 months remaining now. Alright, and you have other devotees who take them. So you can liaise with management in this respect. So things were slow, and after the with the pandemic now at say a halt, there's still a few cases and so on. We are kind of back on stream regularly on a Thursday night, regularly with all our full moon kathas. And from the feedback too, we have had first again, which was just an innovation, 11 nights of Ramlila Ramayan Yag. It was a grand success. We had a successful Kartik celebration by the beach, and all the other occasions that come up in the Hindu calendar, we are always here. We always try to finish before 9 o'clock so that you can reach home in time and safely. So tonight, on behalf of my family, I want to express thanks to you for once more joining with us on this occasion. And you know, one time the house will be empty, one time it will get full and then get back empty. So you see what has happened after some time. Okay, so we sit together and still carry on our katha. Bolo Shri Satyanarayan Bhagwan ki jai. So whilst we have Havan, I'll pass over to the group for Bhajan. Just want to remind you that after puja is done, is completed, and you receive your Arati Panchamrit Prasad, meals are prepared, stay and partake. I want to extend a special welcome to Amrika Babulal and her husband who are here. Right? Okay, that's so nice that Tony's at law, coming all the way from Kuva to join with us here in Satnarayan Vrat Katha. God bless you all.
मैं एक नन्हा सा, मैं एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, तुम हो बड़े बलवान प्रभु जी, मेरी लाज रखो। मैं एक नन्हा सा, मैं एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, तुम हो बड़े बलवान प्रभु जी, मेरी लाज रखो। मैं एक नन्हा सा, लाखों से दुख टाले, मेरा दुख भी टल तो जनो सजनो, चक्र सुदर्शन वाली। मैं एक नन्हा सा, मैं एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, मुझ पे धरो कुछ ध्यान प्रभु जी, मेरी लाज रखो। मैं एक नन्हा सा, दयालु अपने समझ के मैंने आज पुकारा, मुझे निर्बल से हाथ पकड़ लो, दे दो नाथ सहारा। मैं एक नन्हा सा, मैं एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, मैं भी तुम्हारी संतान प्रभु जी, मेरी लाज रखो। मैं एक नन्हा सा, मैं आया हूँ आज तुम्हारी द्वार पे आस लगाई, ऐसा कोई जतन करो प्रभु, सच तो आज न आए। मैं एक नन्हा सा, मैं एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, बिगड़ी बना दो भगवान प्रभु जी, मेरी लाज रखो। प्रभु जी मेरी लाज रखो, 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 प्रभु जी मेरी लाज रखो।
आरती यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मंतर कृतानि तानि तानि विनाशान्ते प्रदक्षिणा परे परे दीपनम्।
हे सत्य नारायण स्वामी हमरे दुख हरो, तेरा पार करो प्रभु जी, तेरा पार करो।
हे सत्य नारायण स्वामी हमारे दुख हरो, तेरा पार करो प्रभु जी, मेरा पार करो।
तुम हो देव दया की सागर, आप पार करो,
तेरा पार करो प्रभु जी, मेरा पार करो। हे सत्य नारायण स्वामी हमारे दुख हरो, मेरा पार करो प्रभु जी, मेरा पार करो।
अजर अमर अविचल अविनाशी घट घट के बासी
प्रभु जी घट घट के बासी
जन्म जन्म से तुम्हारी दरस की अखियाँ है प्यासी
प्रभु जी अखिया है प्यासी
सत्य सनातन परम ब्रह्म पर हम पर कृपा करो
बेड़ा पार करो प्रभु जी बेड़ा पार करो हे सत्यनारायण स्वामी हमारे दुख हरो बेड़ा पार करो प्रभु जी बेड़ा पार करो
सतानंद ब्राह्मण की प्रभु जी तुमने कष्ट हरे
प्रभु जी तुमने कष्ट हरे
लकीरी हारा दिल के तुमने
कारज सिद्ध करी प्रभु जी कारज सिद्ध करी
है तूफान में जीवन नया तरफत ध्यान धरो
बेड़ा पार करो प्रभु जी बेड़ा पार करो हे सत्यनारायण
स्वामी
हमरे
दुख हरो बेड़ा पार करो प्रभु जी बेड़ा पार करो
साधु वैश्य के बंधन काटे सुख संपत्ति दिन है
प्रभु जी सुख संपत्ति दीनी
उनका मुख राजा पर तुमने
कारज सिद्ध करी प्रभु जी कारज सिद्ध करी
भले भूरे हम तुमने स्वामी विनयति ध्यान धरो
बेड़ा पार करो प्रभु जी बेड़ा पार करो हे सत्यनारायण स्वामी हमारे दुख हरो बेड़ा पार करो प्रभु जी बेड़ा पार करो
प्रभु जी
बेड़ा पार करो प्रभु जी बेड़ा पार करो
बोलो श्री सत्यनारायण भगवान की जय. Let us humble us, we chant our universal prayer. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धो च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव. ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम. प्रेम से बोलिए श्री सत्यनारायण देव की जय. सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय. पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय. गुरु रामनंद स्वामी की जय. आदि शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय. प्रेम से सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय. साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय जय. सीताराम. आपकी आसन लीजिए. काइंडली बी सीटेड. We join in our closing prayer. Take out your ring. Devotees, let me remind you that this Sunday is the Gayatri Japari Maha Sabha headquarters. Everyone is invited from 6 in the morning to 6 p.m. Okay, the chanting of the Gayatri mantra. So you're welcome to come in and join there, right? You have a lot of people come and so on. It's a beautiful day to spend in that aspect of devotion. We give thanks to the Lord for this night once again. And as we give thanks, we ask the Lord's forgiveness if for any reason that during the course of puja that anything could have been on the negative side. We are mere human beings, and as humans, we are prone to making mistakes, forgetting and so on. Daya, have mercy on us. Chama, forgive us for wrongs. And Raksha, save, guide and protect. Om mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktihinam janardanam yarpujitam maya devo paripurana tatastame papoham papa karmaham papatma papshambhutra himam pundrekaksham sarva paparo hare yantu devagana sarve pujamadaya mamakim ishtakam prasiddhyartha punaragamanaya cha आवहयामि न जानामि विसर्जनम पूजा विधि न जानामि क्षमस्वत्वा परमेश्वरम गणपति गिरिजावृतभध्वजं क्षणमुखो नन्दी मुख धीम धीमा मनुजमाल त्रिशूल मृगस्त्वचं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम ऋग्वेद यजुर्वेद सामवेद अथर्वण चारुवेद कल्याण आशीर्वाद कल्याण मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुध्वजम मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षम मंगलाय तनोहरि सर्वदेवी शांति सर्वदेवता शांति प्रधान देव कलश देव अग्नि देव हरि ओम शांति हरि ओम शांति हरि ओम शांति श्री ब्रह्मणार्पणमस्तु श्री विष्णुवे नमः श्री विष्णुवे नमः श्री विष्णुवे नमः
केशव माधव जनार्दन बनमाला वृंदावन माला बनमाला वृंदावन माला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला गोपाला राधा लोला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला गोपाला
नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला
ओ केशव माधव जनार्दन केशव माधव जनार्दन बनमाला वृंदावन माला बनमाला वृंदावन माला मुरली लोला नंदलाला ए मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला गोपाला राधा लोला मुरली लोला नंदलाला ए मुरली लोला
नंदलाला
मुरली लोला
नंदलाला
मुरली लोला
नंदलाला
ये आनंद मोहन निरंजना निरंजना वनमाला वृंदावन माला
वनमाला
वृंदावन माला मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला गोपाला राधा लोला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे केशव माधव जना जना केशव माधव जना जना वनमाला वृंदावन माला वनमाला वृंदावन माला मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला गोपाला राधा लोला हे मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे आनंद मोहन निरंजना आनंद मोहन निरंजना वनमाला वृंदावन माला वनमाला वृंदावन माला मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला गोपाला राधा लोला हे मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला हे मुरली लोला
नंदलाला
वक्रतुंड